Welcome to the first part out of my tutorial with the title UFT Basics. In this video, I'm going to explain what's behind the term parameter binding and how you can use parameters in your code, in your business component. So first of all, we have to understand what's behind the term parameter binding. So you have to get the key note that in a program, multiple functions interact. So you have, for example, a function called addition, and the first parameter could be an operand 1, and the second parameter could be operand 2. The return of the function could be a type integer or type double. It's a simple addition of these two operand, of these two parameters. The same thing we have in business process test. For example, you have in a business process test, you want to navigate to a specific page. So you have your navigate component, and how I told in the last video, it's useful to make a component like this that you can use them multiple times. So it doesn't make sense when you make a simple navigate component who always navigate to the same page. So in general. So you make in the navigate component an input parameter who's called, I don't know, I underscore and site to navigate. So when you run the business process test, you can give a specific page to the navigate component, and the navigate component is open in the browser with this specific URL. The same in the search entry. You want, from our Amazon example, you want search on Amazon always for the same search term. So you give them too an input parameter with the title I underscore term to search. By add to cart, it's the same thing. So here an example. We have on the left side our test configuration or business process test. And this table who's shown under the title are our test parameters. So our first parameter is called I underscore website. Just by the way, the I underscore is just a naming convention. You don't have to do that. And we have on the right side our component navigate. So we want to tell the navigate component that has to navigate to the specific value of the test parameter with the name I underscore website. So we make a simple binding. That's an ALM. I show how you could make that later. So we give now, when we run the test, the parameter I underscore website to our navigate component, and this component is navigate to the specific page. I made here some other parameters just to show that navigate could also contain multiple parameters. So let us see that in UFT. After starting UFT, you can go, that's the example from the tutorial introduction for UFT and ALM. So you can go to show the parameters to view and then properties. On the right side is appearing a window titled properties, and we have here input and output parameter. So we want now to make that this value isn't anymore static, but dynamic. So we can call this test component multiple times and it takes the value from the input parameter. So we go to add input parameter, and he was saying search term. How I said, the I and underscore just a naming convention. You don't have to do that. And here you can set as a default value DVD player, just for example. You have here different data types. So string, password, number, date, boolean, and so far. And that's important. We say now parameter, then we can say control space autocomplete, and then bracket open, bracket close. So that should be enough. And my Amazon page is still open. Now we can, with the function key 11, start debugging. How we could see the term DVD player is set in our text box. And one time via function key 11, we have started the search on Amazon. So we're repeating with input. When we want to get an input parameter, we can assign to a variable, for example, string page, the input parameter with parameter, bracket open, quotient mark, and then the name of the parameter, quotient mark, close. The same thing as the output parameter. So how to bind a parameter in a test, I showed it in a later tutorial. But here, the example, you can say parameter and then curly bracket open, quotient mark, then the name of the output parameter, quotient mark, bracket close is equal to, and then the value you want to return.